1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Out there in Banjo land, Mike Heading here, coming to you today with the old time song, Shove the Pig's Foot a Little Further into the Fire in the key of G. I just did a mandolin version of this song and I thought it'd be fun to do a banjo one as well. We're going to play this out of melodic style so we can play note for note fiddle tune melodies like you do in old time music. If we played this in Scruggs style, we would have to approximate the melody, cut a lot of corners, shave parts of the melody off to make it work in Scruggs style. So this is a really great song to play in melodic style where you can dive into that note for note melody, play it exactly like the fiddle would play it. We're going to get moving around the neck quite a bit on this one. I would call this lesson maybe intermediate, maybe drifting into a slightly advanced in the B part, but I think you can get this one with some practice. We're going to use a lot of those classic melodic shapes and positions, and like I said, there'll be some transitioning around the neck that will be really good practice. I'll break down the A part and the B part just as I played at the beginning of the video, note for note. Show you all the left hand stuff you need to do and the right hand to make it work. And then we'll do some backup. Again, in old time music, you might just play that melody over and over again. But I'm going to do some basic kind of rolling backup to show you just how you can create some groove with some rolls. Again, not adding as many bluegrass licks as I might normally. But we're going to just kind of really lock into that old time groove and play some nice rolling backup as well. We'll break that down in the backup section. All right, enough talking here. Shove the pig's foot a little further into the fire in the key of G. Here we go. All right, let's start breaking down this A part to shove the pig's foot a little bit further in the fire. So let's play like the opening melody line. It'll be like the first 5 measures, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Do it real slow. Okay, so we're going to start with a little just kind of pick up just to set the rhythm in measure 1. The actual pickup's going to kind of start on beat 4 with this slide with your index finger from 8 to 9 on the first string. So most of the solo is going to be up a little bit higher on the neck. But what I'm going to do is just kind of set the tempos. I'm just going to do thumb on the 3rd string, pinch the outside strings, and then thumb on the 3rd string again. So 1, 2, 3, and then on beat 4 we slide that first finger. So you have 1, 2, 3. And then make sure your hand's up enough because we're going to immediately wrap around the 5th string with our thumb on the 10th fret. And we're going to play on the and of beat 1. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the part I would practice on its own. If you have a 5th string peg right there like I do, or a spike, you got to make sure you get close enough. The other thing you might kind of see is like my shoulder will just lift up just a little bit to help get that clean note. And then we're going to slide down and play the next phrase down here to the 5th fret. So you're basically up in this kind of like melodic position where you have 10 and 9 on the first 2 strings, and you're going to slide it down to 5 and 4. And then we're going to play those 2 notes. And then a little response lick, open 5th string, pinky on the 7th fret, back to the 5th string, 5th fret, open. So you have... So that whole part sounds like without the pickup. Kind of like accenting that slide. The other thing I'll do with this song is I'll play like closer to the neck with my right hand rather than back by the bridge like I might for like a more of a bluegrass style solo. I like sweetening up the tone a little bit. So with the pickup, it sounds like this. And then we're here, we walk back up to this shape, and I'm going to play open first string. So that you get a half note at the end. You could play 2 quarter notes there if you need to. But I like just doing it as a half note. It kind of follows the fiddle melody a little bit closer. Give your hand time to move up, and then you play open first string. And then this 9th fret on the 3rd string, which is the same as this. You could do it this way as well. If you're down here, you could go. But I found it was easier to move up earlier, so you can move on that half note. Same notes though, you can play it either way, but I just found it's easier to move a little bit earlier personally. Slide, thumb wrap. So that is, and the timing there is 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. So it's a dotted dotted quarter note with that slide. Then we start the whole phrase again. So that's all the same. And then right here you grab the 11th fret on the 3rd string with your ring finger on the same timing. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, and then right here move your middle finger to the 2nd string of your right hand, middle finger of your right hand to the 2nd string, and play the 10th fret that your left hand's already down, and then open. It just allows you to play the phrase. Right, you'd have to either change the fingering. That's the easiest right hand fingering I've found. Remember, I have the right hand lifted below the tab. Those are the T, thumb, index, middle, TIMs, right? So that's the A part, not too hard. Let's play that whole thing, so we'll do it kind of slow.